Hello and welcome to our 14th session on this obstacle course game development. Now in this session we are going to add some interesting components to our game so that when the player is playing he will have some difficulty. It is not just avoiding the four walls or one block that we have provided. He will have some unexpected objects coming in his way. And how we are going to create it? We will have some object dropping from the air and falling down, and he has to avoid these objects. So for this, let us come back to Unity, and now coming back to Unity, see that the playback has stopped. Now come to the scene view here, and in the scene view I will come to the hierarchy, right click, go to 3D object, and I am going to add a new cube, and I am going to call this cube as dropper. I am going to give it the name as dropper because now this cube I will move it along the y axis to the top like this, and as I move it you can see a shadow falling here. See, a shadow is falling, and as I move this, see, as I move you can see that shadow coming down. Okay. So based on the shadow, the user has to avoid this object. So tracking the shadow, he should avoid the object. So now I will just move it along the y axis and I will keep it somewhere here. So I will move it by around 5 units on the u, that is I will move it along 5 units, and so that when it is dropping he has to avoid it. And now I will come here and I will come to top view here, and I will drag this dropper, and I move along the x axis something to the right. I will move by around 3 units by x axis, and along the z axis I will move it, I will slightly bring it down here. So this should drop somewhere here. So I will move it like this. So I will move it by around -2 along the z axis. So we have this object falling down, and you can see this shadow here. Now I am also going to add this dropper. Come to project materials, project assets, and in asset material I will drag this walls color to this dropper so that it is also in cyan color. Now after I select, this cyan color is little very bright, I will select this cyan color, click on this albedo and make it a little darker. So I make this color slightly darker like this. Okay. Now what I want is, I want this dropper to drop down. Now these challenges I will mention to you as problems. So now what is our requirement? The game has started, and after about 3 seconds we need a block to fall down from top onto the ground. Now you already know that to make any object fall from top to bottom, if you apply rigid body and apply gravity to it, it is going to fall down. But the problem we have is, the very first problem we have is, the problems that we need to solve now is, we want that object to fall down after 3 seconds has passed. This is our first challenge or the problem. And the second thing is, for this the solution we have to work out is, first is we have to use a timer, and the timer that we are going to use in Unity now is time.time. So how can we find out that this time.time is going to work as a timer? How can we come to know is, if you open your browser, and in your browser you come over to your browser and type Unity time documentation. You just type this and press enter, Now you will have a scripting API time. So when I click on the scripting API time, this Unity document provides me all the properties of time available in Unity. So you can see here capture delta time, capture frame rate, delta time, fixed time. All these are the method built inside Unity for this function time. And if you roll down, you have one method here called as time. And if you see the description, the time at the beginning of this frame, this is a read only method which is going to tell you how much time has elapsed after the game has started. So if I click on this, I get more details about it and how I can use this command. Some of the examples, everything will be available here. So seeing this documentation, we will come to know that what are the built-in features that Unity has. This is what Unity has, a wonderful documentation. Only thing is we should be able to understand it. We should be able to search and understand it. So now the thing is, if you come back to our game, we are going to first add a timer, time.time. And what this timer is going to do, as soon as you start the game, this timer will start. Now the next thing is, I have to next find out whether 3 seconds has passed or not. How are we going to do it? Now I need to test a condition. These are called as conditional statements. Conditional statements means these are the statements which gets executed when a particular condition becomes true. And one of the conditional statement that we are going to use is the if statement. What does the if statement does? If you give a condition that find out whether 3 seconds has elapsed, and when that condition becomes true, whatever command you put it in this if code block, that is going to get executed. So this is the second solution. And third solution that you need is, initially for 3 seconds, that object you are using should have 0 gravity. But as soon as 3 seconds is over, you have to apply gravity. So we have to enable and disable the gravity of the object. So for the first 3 seconds, the gravity will be disabled, and after 3 seconds, the gravity becomes enabled. So these are the 3 solutions or the 3 challenges that we have to meet to make this concept work. So let us go one by one, and in this session, let us first understand time.time. So for this, I will come back to script, and now I have a challenge for you. Now the challenge is, what you have to do is, as soon as the game starts, I want you in the console print out how much time has elapsed. So can you try it on your own? See, I will give you some hints. The very first hint is, on every frame, print out to the console how much time has elapsed from the time the game has started. So if you want to print out to the console, the command that we use, you already know, is debug.log, where D and L are capital. Now for this, I am going to give you a hint. You have to use 2 functions, time.time and debug.log, where D and L are capital. So now, knowing this, I want you to pause the video and try on yourself how you can do it. So please go ahead and give it a try. Okay, I think you have tried and you have also been successful. Okay, so if you are not successful, then if you have any bug, now let us work out the solution for this issue. So now what I am now going to do is, I am now going to come back to Unity, and in Unity now I have created this dropper. I have placed it at the right position. Now for this dropper I am going to create a new script. For that I will come to assets, I will open scripts, I will right click, create, and I am going to create a new C# script and I am going to call it dropper. I will give it the name as dropper. Wait for the script to get compiled, and once the script is compiled, double click to open it. Now here in this script we want to write a script to write to the console that how much time has elapsed. So you already know that we want it to update this command to every frame. It has to be updated, it is not just at the start. So you already know that this command that you write should come in the update code block, and we are going to call for debug.log command. And in this debug.log, in open close parenthesis, if you want to print any string, we are going to just add this inverted comma, and inside this we will put time elapsed till now. And now after this I will give a space, I will come out of this inverted comma, click plus, and I am now going to call the function time.time, that is time here dot time. And this time.time is not a method, but it is a property. So when you are using this time.time, remember I need not put open close parenthesis at the end. How do I know that I need not put open close parenthesis at the end? Because if you come to the documentation, that is the documentation of this, so I will just come to this documentation. See, in the documentation you can see that time.time, when they have not used the parenthesis. So here I need not use the parenthesis. So using this documentation you can come to know about it. Now I will come back to my script and end this with closed parenthesis and then the semicolon. So now I have debug.log, the time elapsed till now. I am going to print this time.time. So this is one line of command that is needed. Now I will go to file, save this. Now I will come back to Unity, and once I come back to Unity, so I am back in Unity, come to console and see that the script is compiled. Now only thing is the script is right now not applied anywhere. So without applying, if you run it, it is not going to execute. So I have to drag this dropper script and attach it to the dropper. I am now going to attach this script to the dropper. Now you have this dropper script added. Now I will open console, I will go to file, save this, and I will execute the game now. So now when I execute the game, you can see here the time is running 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds. So how much time is over after you started the game is now being printed to console, and it is printed every frame. Okay. So now I will stop the playback, I will clear it. So now in this session we first understood how to run a timer in Unity. Now our second job is, how are we going to know that 3 seconds has elapsed, and after 3 seconds I want something to get executed, and for this we are going to use conditional statement. So in our next session we are going to learn about this conditional statement if. Thank you.